But this chase, winning the big one, always is what sells product. This chase is what always draws interest in the product, even if the odds are so low. There's always that what if. And we're seeing it with this set. Why do people buy scratch-offs? Why do people do the Mega Millions? Because they always have that small chance that they're going to win it big, when in reality, that chance, you get a higher chance of getting struck by lightning than winning this lottery. This is going to cause mass hysteria for first edition Ghosts. If it goes right to an unlimited print, like Toon Chaos went right to an unlimited print, holy moly, the sky is the limit.
In a world full of Yu-Gi-Oh cards, grading, selling, buying, one card game remains supreme. One man has the insights you need to know. Watch and subscribe now. YugiohTube.
What's up, YouTube? YugiohTube here today with the rumored preliminary information involving the pull rates of Ghost Rares from Ghosts of the Past. This is a set for 6-8 months now that people have been speculating, have been saying, does this have potential to become the next big thing? We saw it with Toon Chaos, the best modern set in a lot of people's opinions in years. And to be honest with you, I have not been as excited for a Yu-Gi-Oh set in the last decade. And I am not exaggerating, in the last decade as this set. Why? Because it brings back those Ghost Rares. We have seen it with Raw already, but it brings them back 5-in-1 set, really good ones too. I mean, Dark Magician itself, that right there, phenomenal. In addition to that, it brings back that 5 mini box format, which I'm a big fan of. It reminds me of the original Gold series. Look at the artwork on the box and the pack. It's phenomenal as well. But let's get to the crux of this video, which is the pull rates. And people are going to love this video and give it a thumbs up. A lot of people are going to give it that thumbs down or dislike because, guess what? They're not going to want the pull rates to be tough. These are meta players. These are players who are quote-unquote collectors, right? But if they're collectors, they should be happy about this news. But I'm not going to get into that whole rant. Nonetheless, we're seeing that about 1 per case is the seeding for a Ghost Rare. There's 5 Ghost Rares in the set. A lot of folks are speculating. Are they going to be 1 per mini box, which is 5 per master box, which is just crazy amounts of flood on the market? Is it going to be 1 per box, which is 10 per case because it's 10 boxes per case? Or is it going to be 1 per 3 boxes, like, let's say, Collector's Rare from Toon Chaos? So many different hypotheses. My hypothesis on this set was it was either going to be about 1 per box, hopefully not any more than that, like 5 per box like we saw with Haunted Mine. But the thing to keep in mind is those cards were horribly printed, so very hard to get in great condition. I was thinking around there, or maybe the Toon Chaos in the best scenario. So let's say 1 in 3 boxes, 4 per case. But in this case, it's 1 in 3 boxes, you're talking 3 to 4 per case. That's what I was thinking, the Collector's Rare kind of seeding. We're getting word now. And we saw preliminary openings of this, and I didn't want to get too excited and throw out a video. We saw a lot of people open these packs and not get ghosts. And then it's like, okay, it's a small sample size. Now we're seeing a larger sample size as it's hitting the market. And what we're seeing with this large sample size of Ghosts from the Past is that about 1 per case is the seeding of 1 of the 5 Ghost Rares. I repeat, 1 per case about. That is not guaranteed 1 per case. That could be 2, could be more, could be 0. So we do not have a set ratio when it comes to these Ghost Rares. But on the average so far, and there's a lot more product to be ripped open and torn into, we're seeing about 1 per case when it comes to these Ghost Rares. Now, first of all, why is this about? Very, very important. And what does it mean? Well, if it's about 1 per case, that gets rid of the guaranteed ratios, right? You have 2 Ultras a box in the old school product, 4 Supers a box, or 1 in 6 packs. The Ghost Rares from 5Ds were 1 per case, or 1 in 288, whatever it might be. That right there is huge news. huge news that there is no guaranteed case ratio or seeding. What does that mean? Well, it means the slime ball at the corner of wherever at Timmyville can't go and buy a case and can't rip this case open. And once they pull that ghost rare, he or she does, they say, oh, we're good. We're going to sell the rest of the case. If ghost rares were guaranteed one per case in this set, right? If there were one per case and that was it, can't guarantee how many people would be opening cases, right? And then selling off the rest of the boxes, essentially worthless boxes, and then keeping the ghost rare for themselves. So that gets rid of the aspect of searching boxes or mapping boxes to the point where anybody with a sealed case, or I guess there would be that huge sealed case premium, can go and buy a case, take out the ghost, sell the rest of the quote-unquote trash boxes. That is now out of the equation, especially the fact now that some cases we've seen some have 2 in them. So now if someone was really devious and they pull a ghost out of a case or something, there could be another ghost in there, right? But at the same time, you could open through a whole case and not even get the ghost. So there's no searching, there's no mapping, it's all randomized. Which, for some folks, if you're buying a case, you're going to say, I want to make sure I get a quote-unquote case hit, which is what they say in sports cards, which is Topps, Upper Deck, Donruss. When they were in business and big time, there was always that quote, one case hit, one per case, get a multi-signed autograph card, right? And once people hit that, typically, they would sell the rest of the boxes that were not as good, typically, right? If they were into shady crap. This gets rid of the shadiness. Look at Rise or Rage of Ra, whatever it might be. When people pull that Ghost Rare Ra out of a case, I guarantee buying single boxes from the Ra set, from the Legendary Duelist with Merrick on it, is a horrible, horrible idea. Because it's very likely that those boxes were left over from a case that already hit the Ghost Ra in it. Now, I discussed with Ghosts in the past that I'm very much hoping that these Ghost Rares are actually rare. They're actually something people can chase. They're not something like Gold Series Haunted Mine. But again, the one thing that I like about Haunted Mine was the fact that the cards were in horrible condition. The PSA 9s and 10s are skyrocketing as a result. So there was that chase. Even when the ghosts were in every box or mini box, you had that chase to get that perfect condition. Ghost Rare Solemn Judgment, MST, Blue Eyes White Dragon. Endless possibilities when it comes to PSA 10s on those cards, right? I think the sky is the limit, but that's for another video. With this set, I'm hoping if they make them rare, we're in great shape. And keep in mind, there's 5 Ghost Rares too. So on average, on a perfectly average ratio, someone would have to open 5 cases of these cards to get the complete set of ghosts, and without even hitting a double. I mean, that itself is extremely unlikely. These Ghost Rares are going to command a huge premium on the market for good reason. They're very tough to pull. And for folks saying they're too tough to pull, it's too bad. It's too bad. It's about time we have people who actually like that chase and want to pull something valuable. And it's tough, and they should be tough. They're called rares for a reason. Ghost Rare should be very rare to pull, and that's what we're seeing. If you don't like it, unfortunately, then it might not be the game for you. Then buy the singles. Then buy the single at $400, $500 instead of buying 3 boxes and opening them. Buy the single. Simple, right? It's problem solved. But what keeps people buying product is when there's a huge home run, grand slam, no-brainer potential where it could be worth. Why do people open LOB? Because a Blue Eyes could be worth 50, 60,000 in a 10. Why do people open MRD? Because the cards inside are worth so much. Why do people pay 10 grand for a box of MRD? Come on, folks. Come on. This is great news. It keeps the chase going, and it keeps those. Why do people buy scratch-offs? Why do people do the Mega Millions? Because they always have that small chance that they're going to win it big, when in reality, that chance, you get a higher chance of getting struck by lightning than winning this lottery. Right? So that chase is what keeps people going. Why do people go to the casino and blow all that money away? Why do you see people sitting at the slots for hours and hours and hours? Because that money that they win keeps getting funneled back into the slot machine. Eventually, the casino wins about 90% of the time. Or I guess it should say takes about 10% of your money over time, which is great for the casino. Because they give you enough, throw you some bones and say, okay, here's some winnings, and you might win a jackpot once, but typically these people put it right back in and you lose in the long run. But this chase of winning the big one always is what sells product. This chase is what always draws interest in the product, even if the odds are so low. There's always that what if. And we're seeing it with this set, and I'm more than thrilled. I absolutely love it. I love it, love it, love it. And now, another concern was, are the Ghost Rares going to come out crappy quality, like the Raw we just saw in the last set, the Legendary Duelist set, the Winged Dragon of Raw? Or were they going to come out nice quality, no scratches on the surface? And my hope with this set was that we either had Ghost Rares, option A, Ghost Rares were tough to pull, but were in great condition out of the pack, which is great for everybody. Or, if they were easy to pull, the Ghost Rares, that they were in crappy condition out of the pack and scratching, so that those PSA 10s, for example, or Beckett high-grade PSA and BGS cards and PSA cards would demand some sort of premium, so there was that chase. So it's like, okay, everyone and their grandma gets a Ghost Rare, but if I can get that perfect condition one, because it seems like it's hard, like, for example, in Haunted Mine, if you can get a perfect condition Ghost Rare from that set, that's a huge chase. Just look at the pop reports. Speak for themselves. When you have cards that come out of the factory, great shape like we're seeing with Ghosts from the past, and they're actually rare, like they're actually really hard to get, that's awesome. That's phenomenal, because you'll get a lot of high-grade cards coming out, but they are actually rare. They're inherently rare, which is great, because they're not flooding the market. So now you're going to have great-looking cards. I mean, as a collector, this is awesome. You're going to have great-looking cards, and they're actually going to be worth good money. And I think in the long run, that's going to continue if they don't overprint this to oblivion, which is possible. Konami could overprint it. But right now, I have hope that they cater to the collectors. Right now, I have hope. If Konami says, in 6 months, first edition is gone, this is going to cause mass hysteria for first edition Ghosts. If it goes right to an unlimited print, like Toon Chaos went right to an unlimited print, holy moly, the sky is the limit. If an unlimited print comes within 6 months on this Ghost from the Past set, we are flying so high, I can't underestimate the potential of this entire set, because this set will go nuts if this happens. What do you think? Till next time, YugiohTube signing out.